All right. Is my
So
screen visible too? Okay.
yeah, the screen is visible. Quick question to you: how would you like it to be? As in, you want me to question you while you are presenting, or you want everybody to just note down their questions and come to you next? How do you
No,
want it?
no. Let it be a friends conversation kind of thing. There is no teacher
Fantastic.
and a student here. Yeah,
Yeah. So
a
I
friends
really love
conversation.
your approach. I hope everybody else also is inclined with the same manner. You guys can, turn on your cameras if you feel like. You guys can unmute
Yeah,
yourself if you feel like. It's supposed to be very interactive, and in terms of, uh, you know, just having a back and forth of conversation, understanding how you guys work with AI and how we can help you.
yep.
I think Harsh, we can start the session.
Okay. So I think we have a diverse background, so we might need to use English for this one.
Sure.
Some people are from Kerala and other areas as well. All right. Okay. So can everyone stream my screen?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. So let me know if my screen sharing stopped because there is some issue because it stops sometime.
definitely.
Okay. So the session of today is AI agents, the most in-demand skill of 2026. We are seeing every day that like AI agents is something which is every company looking for, every MNC is telling their corporates that okay, build agents for us, build agent for this. AI agents is something which is in trend right now. Every resume needs this. So it is the session is mainly basically for what AI agents are actually, who is hiring for them, and how do you learn to build agents even if you are from tech background or non-tech background. Just a quick background check. So are you from coding background or no coding background?
No coding
Code or
background.
okay, okay,
coding background.
coding background. All right, great. ठीक है. इसमें आते हैं. Why this session and why me? Okay, so I would say builder first. I have built systems. I'm built some automations which the companies are using. They are using it in their daily life. So I'm educator. GenAIWallah teaches a machine learning, deep learning, or GenAI. Whether you are from tech background and you want to learn from scratch, if you want to learn to actually code the agents, deploy your own pipeline into your own virtual machine, we can teach you that. We can also teach you if you are from non-tech background and if you want to just upskill and build automations on no-code tools like Anything or something. Okay, how we do it? We do it simply by hands-on, building it live, and just making it like a conversation and like everyone is learning, interacting, and then doing it. So for today's plan, what we are doing is we're basically going to see what is an AI agent, where the agents are working today, a live demo where I have a agent which we built during our last session, a career roadmap in case you want to work for agents, and at the last we'll have a Q&A section. So one question, like everybody is using chat GPT, so we know like LLM is there, but how is an agent different from a normal LLM? Chat GPT is there, you ask questions, it gives the answer, but how is an agent different than that? Let's think about it. You can even download a large language model, run it from Olama or somewhere if you are from tech background. But how is an agent different than an LLM? I mean, the answer is on its slide, but still, in case you want to think about it, you can.
Do we need to answer that or
Yep,
No,
yep.
no, you
Let's
can.
keep
Yeah.
it interactive, man. Let's keep it interactive.
uh, I just think the chatbot is a chat. Sorry, ChatGPT is a chatbot. We ask a question
Hmm.
and it gives us the answer, whatever we ask. But
Yeah.
agent is different things. It uses tools, LLMs, and etc. I think that agent is
Yeah.
a tool for AI.
Yeah.
ChatGPT is a chatbot.
So,
Exactly.
so when I think about agents and when I think about ChatGPT, so I was recently making posters for my dad. So there were around 30 posters, right? So what I did was that I created an agent where I just need to snap him with the images of the whatever the poster had the images for, like the singers and everything else. I just need to snap him with images and he will give me 30, 35 posters back. That is a systematic approach of an AI agent. Harsh, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, yeah. See, uh, LLM is the brain. You have to just think of it like a brain. Can your brain alone do the task? Can your brain pick a glass of water and do something with it? It cannot. It can think about it, but it doesn't. It needs the hands. It cannot perform actions into the external world. Just the brain itself cannot ask another person something and then do the coordination or perform some action in the external environment. Same thing is with like LLMs and agents. That is the difference. LLM itself is a text to text model. You give some input text, you get some output text. Okay. But if you're using that input and output to perform some actions into the external world using that LLM, like let me give you a very simple example. LLMs have a cutoff date. We all know that. Like we say that like Claude and other models stop training with the data of until 2025. So we see it has all the information up to 2025's date. But what if you have to ask some about some news which happened yesterday? It needs to call some API, right? Because it was definitely not in the training data while it was trained, right? So when you think about it, it needs an external API access. Now, how do you call an API? You call an API basically running some curl get post request. Okay, but LLM, what if the LLM you ask it about yesterday's news, it writes that query that okay, you have to call this get API with this API key, and these are the parameters which I need to populate into the API, and then it gets the result back. Now it was trained on analyzing all the input information. The information you got from the API is now inside the LLM's context. Now it can analyze it and work on it. What I just did, like what we just did, let's think about it. I gave LLM, LLM is good at generating text, okay? So when we see, I gave LLM, I prompted LLM in such a way that it is now writing API requests which are going into the external world, getting the data back into the input context. Okay, how this helped is now the LLM is able to access the information. Now the LLM is able to access the information which it had not included into the training data of it. So similarly, we can also perform actions. This was for the information acquisition, right? Similarly, in case if we wanted to the LLM to perform some actions, we can also make the LLM call some functions or call some APIs which are doing something into the applications, like fetching emails from the Gmail app, like fetching calendar events, creating calendar events. So LLM, which was previously working only for the text to text world, okay, it was getting some text, generating some text. Now it is able to perform some actions. So when we say LLM is there, but if we integrate LLM with some tools, okay, it had thinking power. Now it can act as well. Act as in how? By using some tools, by calling some functions or APIs. Now it is able to act as well and do some actions into the external world. So when I wrap this entire as a parcel, this is now an agent. LLM works as text in, text out. But if we provided LLM access to tools, MCPs, or some APIs functions, now it is able to work as an agent. Are we clear on this part? If not, let's think of a much simpler solution.
Harsh, I got it.
Okay. Uh, Somebody in the chat, if yes or no, you can drop. We can know that okay, it is now clear to you. So what exactly is an AI agent? How do you define it? So we say an AI agent is a software that uses a language model to pursue its own goal. It decides what to do using tools to do it, and then checking its progress until the job is done. It can run something. Again, it always, for the LLM itself, we are leaving the task to be just like text in, text out. It's just we have integrated it towards some external tools, external MCPs, external functions or APIs. For the non pure non-tech people, APIs are something which is like a backend URL which you use to communicate. Okay, so suppose a front end has to communicate, so it has to go through a route which is URL. It posts what the requirement is, and they get the data back from it. This is the API. Okay, it's like a conversation medium between a front end and a back end. So it can be then used to communicate. Okay, same thing can be used with the LLM as well. Similarly, the LLM is generating the content or whatever curl snippet we need to ask from the backend, and then that is the input output data that it gets back is now used into the input context. Okay, why it is used? To pursue a goal, you describe the outcome and not at each step. You say like keep my inbox triced, not click this and then that. Because LLM itself, when it is inside the agent bucket, it is having that intelligence part. So it is taking care of that. Like you simply have to agent, as you say, for the LLM, you had a system prompt, right? That system prompt was deciding that what kind of response you will get from that call, right? But for the agent itself, you give it a goal, like keep my Gmail arranged, organized. Okay, how it worked out is it gets the email because it has access to a API, so it got all the emails. Now LLM is trained on classifying the text as well. So LLM can classify the emails that okay, these are trash emails, these are spam emails, these are the emails which I need to read. Now LLM also has access to create tags inside the Gmail. So we are using the intelligence of LLM by providing it hands. And what are those hands? Those hands are actually tools or MCPs, which are performing the action into the external world. And who is controlling them? The LLM itself, because it can mimic a human brain. So it pursues a goals using tools on its own. Okay, it runs one trigger without a human being pressing button each time. You don't have to just write everything every time, like go to my Gmail now get all the emails. You don't have to write like that, because LLM itself can reason. LLM got a basically a mission that okay, I have to organize this person's Gmail. Now it discovers that okay, these are the different tools that are available to me. Maybe I can use this tool to get all the emails. Once it gets the email, it sees the pattern inside them that okay, most of the emails are spam or these kind of emails are must read from the member. Then it can classify because it is trained to classify the text as well. Then what it does is it gets all the emails, it classifies them, and what it does, it also has the API access which says like create tags. So the LLM itself can reason on its own that okay, I have to put some tags to those emails so that the person can actually understand or read the emails better. Now LLM can classify the tags as well, so it puts those tags into your Gmail app. So when you open the Gmail app, you see that okay, these are the must read, these are moved to spam, and these are moved to trash, right? So when we compare the real difference between a chatbot and an agent side by side, so for chatbot, you have to ask something and it will answer. That is text in, text out, which is a one-time thing. Every time you need a response, you will have to input some text to it. A chatbot knows nothing about your systems or data. A chatbot has information which had a cutoff date. So it only has the information on which it was trained. It cannot access information outside its training data. For example, if I only had, we can even try it as well. If we got a llama model from Olama, it had a cutoff date of 2025. Now it doesn't have information about my company. Suppose I want to build a PDF chatbot. That okay, these are my company's document. You have to help my customers out by reading these FAQ documents. Now chatbot cannot do this because it's a LLM which has a cutoff date and it doesn't have my data. So it will only be able to answer some general things. Suppose when I ask about refund policy with just a chatbot, and it is for, let's say, a company like Amazon, then what would the chatbot say? It would just say like generally the return period is like up to 15 to 30 days. So now what is happening here? When a LLM is trained, it only gets to learn about the general information. It finds the patterns out of it. So it found a pattern that okay, return days are somewhere around 15-30 days. But for my specific organization, which was mentioned inside my documents that my return period is 7 days, it needs access to my data. It needs some tool. So there is a missing gap you see right there. A chatbot produces text and you do the actual work. Let's go back to 3-4 years back while we used to work. How we used to code is we give some input text to the chatbot. Now it provides some text snippet out inside the chat window. We used to copy that code and then paste it into VS Code and then run. Then if we get an error, we copy paste the entire thing there and then get it back. So what is happening there? It is just producing the text and you are doing the actual work. Suppose for market research things, if let's say Brahmjeet has to research for some project and he was 3.5 years back, he can ask a chatbot and chatbot would say like, go to these competitors 3-4 websites, find out what's different in them and then compare it against your company. That is the capability of a chatbot. If it had no access to tools, if it cannot go to a website. Suppose you are asking about your company's URL. Let's like, how should GenAIWallah.com get more customers? Now LLM had no context. It is now guessing that it is GenAIWallah somewhere around GenAI startup. It cannot go to my website. It cannot fetch the information from it. So now just on the basis of GenAI word, it is able to just like give some tips like, okay, this is all you can do. It never got to my website. It never checked that if the website even exists. For the chatbot, you are copy pasting, formatting and sending every time. The chatbot cannot do it for you. How it worked out in the last 3 years is you got an agent, okay? Every time you are giving it a prompt, it is not focusing on giving you a output text, but it is working towards a goal. It is planning itself. It is reasoning the thing itself. Now the Brahmjeet says that okay, I need to research these 3 companies and how it compares against me. So a chatbot which was just giving general information about the company that okay, these are the things a company like you should do. Now it had a tool which was like scrape website. So now the LLM is actually visiting the website, actually fetching out all the text of it, all the content of the websites, all the 3 websites. Compare. LLM has the intelligence. Like, see, same way you have to imagine it is like LLM is the intelligence part. It can do. We just have to orchestrate it. Okay. Now in this case, LLM has the intelligence. Now it got the context of the 3 different websites. Right? Okay. These are the 3 websites. One is offering service at $599. Another is offering at $40 per month, and then another is offering like that. Getting how they are pitching to the customers, and then if it is comparing against our website. So you see, chatbot itself was producing the text, and we were doing the actual work. But when it become an agent, the agent is not focusing on providing you output text, but it is now working on reasoning the things, working the things out using different tools, and then providing you the end result, the end report. This is how it's working, how it is different than a chatbot. And it's not very new. I mean, it's not very old. In the last 3 years only it became famous when like LLMs became smart. LLMs started communicating with different tools, MCPs, different platforms when they started to integrate with them. So the entire GenAI scenario changed here from just having a chatbot to having an agent where we are using the LLM's intelligence to perform actions into the external world. Okay. If anyone has any doubt, please ask. If you are clear about the difference of it, then it's fine. Or give a thumbs up in the chat box.
Actually,
Okay.
Harsh, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there any way chatbot and agents are connected, right? They both are connected to each other, I guess. Is there any
Yeah.
relation between them? And how is it?
See, a chatbot is a pure LLM. Okay. You can imagine it like a GPT-4 or Llama model. But just that. If I give this chatbot access to tools, okay, I give some tools here and draw a box over it. A chatbot with tools and MCPs. Okay. Now it became an agent. This itself is just a brain. It knows what it knows. It cannot go out, get information from the web, get perform some actions. It's just a brain. When it become an agent, we're using the intelligence, the brain itself, to interact with the environment, that is the hands. And what are those hands? Those hands are actually tools. What are tools? Functions or API calls. Those are tools. Does it make sense?
Yeah, got you.
So agent is able to connect to your emails, sheets, calendars, CRM. How? Using tools. What are tools? Tools are nothing but functions or API calls. So LLM is now generating the input parameter for those APIs or functions instead of directly providing the answer. And whatever result it is getting back from the tools, the functions or the API calls, it is now analyzing that. That is how it became smarter and it is able to work on it. All right. Uh, it executes as well. Now it is able to send updates, schedules, or files as well. How it is able to do? Exactly the same thing using tools. Agent can also report you back when the job is done because it can now uh, track the thing like, okay, whatever the goal I'm pursuing, is it done or not? So it can keep track of it. It can now pursue a complete goal instead of just working on text to text thing. Just a second. Mm, all right. Mm,
So I hope everybody is clear. In the meanwhile, I see a couple of new folks like Arman, Sagar, Lokesh. Can we get a quick introduction about you guys? Maybe let's start with Sagar. Sagar, are you there? It's okay. We don't need a coding experience. We are just asking for your. Uh, okay, so Arman is driving. Okay, fine. We have Kartike Films. Maybe a quick introduction, Kartike.
sorry, my internet got out. All right. I think we're having introductions again.
Yeah, I saw a couple of folks, new folks.
Okay.
So Harsh, you can turn off your camera because I feel you are using a hotspot.
No, actually, I was on my mobile data, so my internet ran out. So
Yeah, no worries. No
yeah,
worries, कार्तिकेय. मैं ये ऑब्जर्व कर पा रहा हूँ that everybody is very shy in terms of speaking up. Is it just me who's thinking that way, or how are things happening? Take your time, man, Karthik. It's okay. It's perfectly fine. We're not judging anybody here. We're just creating a safe space where you can freely ask whatever dumb question I have or you have. You know, it's completely fine. मतलब आप हर्ष से पूछो कि
yep.
मैं कितने बेकार क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ कभी कभी एंड ही laughs at me but ठीक है,
नहीं
that's a
भाई,
fact, that's how we learn, right?
yeah.
Let's go, Harsh, let's go. Harsh, you there? I think your internet is not working.
Hello.
Yep, we can hear you abhi.
Yeah. Is it possible to do the one example that how AI agentic is actually work so that we will get the practical knowledge about that? Because the theory is okay, not an issue, but what is the exact practical it's working? That is also very important so that we
Yeah,
thought on that broad aspect.
Absolutely right.
If you don't
sure.
mind.
I'll show you example. Yeah, actually, I planned two sessions. Like one was theoretical today, and then hands-on tomorrow. But no worries. I'll show you a hands-on thing
Yeah, let's give them an
which we
example, and
prepared in
that's
the
how it.
last. Yep.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So N10, what is N10? It is a no-code platform where you can actually build stuff inside, just like drag and drop components and integrate all your things there. Okay. So N10 itself is a open source tool. That means like you can use it anywhere. The trial on the website is for 14 days, but you can install it on your own laptop and then use it for free, or you can also set up inside your own. I think there is some issue, or is it running slow? I think let me get back on this once this opens because it's just somehow not responding. Let's come back to this after 5 minutes. Maybe I'll have to close some apps or something. All right. So when you see this agent, you see different emails, and your most of the time is gone. The urgent one slips that okay, you have then you repeat it tomorrow. How an agent handles it, like you have overnight tries, the agent is reading every email that arrived, it categorizes it and flags what actually needs you. Drafts waiting, like there are routine replies which are already drafted in your voice. You can then review them or hit send. Urgent email can get on the top. This is how agent can work on it. So maybe before we see this, we can analyze that there are four different parts of an agent. First one is the goal, which is like what is the outcome you want from it, which is like draft an email to every new client email or maybe organize my email. So that is basically a goal which you need from the LLM. And the brain, which is the LLM, which is the direct chatbot that we were using. Text in, text out, which is like Claude, ChatGPT, or Gemini, which is the reasoning engine. It is the brain of the system which is working on the same. Another thing we have is tools where we have Gmail, Sheets, or WhatsApp, or any other APIs using which it can interact with the external environment. Then we have memory. When it's done, what was the last message you sent? The agent itself needs some memory to remember all of that stuff. A memory can be short-term memory, long-term memory, or in-context memory. Long-term memory, as in you see your Chat GPT or Gemini remembers that what was something you mentioned 1 week back. It still remembers that. That is a long-term memory. It is summarizing all of that information and then saving that. Short-term memory is something which is around the window, like 2 3 days, that is given more priority. And in context memory, like what was the message you sent 3 4 messages back, so it has all the memories. So when we club all of these 3 4 different things together, that is a goal, brain, tools, and memory, then what you get is a agent. How it works, it observes, there is a trigger, like agent starts, now it starts thinking about the goal whatever you gave to it, and then accordingly it acts using a tool. Let me check now if the website is working. Okay, it is back. एन ही स्लो चल रहा है या मेरे में इशू है? So how do we build that workflow inside Anytime? So you see, there are different components inside Anytime. Like uh, here, what you see, it is a trigger. Okay, when this agent will run, so you see this trigger where like on create user form submission. So we see that whenever there is a new submission inside this form, this new AI agent gets triggered. Okay, as we said, there are four different parts of a agent: the LLM brain, the memory, and tools. So now, if we see, this is an example workflow. So we see that LLM in the chat provider, it has a input chat model. So you can just drag and drop Anthropic chat model. Inside that, it can be Sonnet or any other model. You can just connect it. So now the AI agent has access to the Sonnet model, which it can use to reason. Okay, that acts as a brain of it, of this AI agent. Then we see memory, the same thing which you mentioned, long, short term, and in context memory. We're using a Postgres chat memory. So Postgres is a database which also offers chat memory. And in the tools, we have Microsoft Entra ID and Jira software connected to it. How it works is now it is able to basically, just a second, I'll change it and I'll also keep. hmm. So we see Entra ID tool is there and Jira software tool is there. How it is using it the same is whenever a new some now let's analyze it step by step. Okay, how it whole workflow is doing. This is an agentic workflow which is deployed in the n8n. Okay, now we see every time there is a new submission into the create user form, a AI agent runs, which is using, how do we translate it, which is using a Claude's model, using Postgres chat memory, and has access to tools like Microsoft Entra ID and Jira software. What is the AI agent doing? The goal of the AI agent is to classify if this person is a manager or not. And based on that, it can decide a workflow. So if the person is a manager, if it goes to true, they add them to the channel inside Slack and invite them. And if they are not, they're just updating the profile. So this is a agentic workflow, which is checking on and monitoring over the form submissions. How it is able to check if he is a manager or not, which a chatbot cannot do, AI agent can. How it is able to? Because it has access to Microsoft Entra ID and the Jira software. For the people who don't know what is Microsoft Entra ID, it is a way of using role-based access control, where what we do is we can differently like assign roles, permissions, and different kind of things to the users. Now my n8n is working, so I'll just show this workflow which we had. Mm, I think n8n is slow today. Please load. While it loads again, we can see another example. See, now this is a trigger event on where this workflow runs. Okay, this is open now. All right. So what I have here is, it is basically, I'll remove this part so it doesn't create confusion. There is a Gmail trigger where it's like every time an email comes. So this is a working workflow here. Okay, which says that okay, this is a new email into my inbox. Inside the edit fields, what we are doing is we are basically getting whatever text just came into the email. Get a message, we are getting the full text of the message from here inside this node. And now my AI agent is working. How AI agent is working? I have to basically provide it a chat model, which I'm using Open Router. So Open Router is like a marketplace where I can access different LLMs. Inside the memory, I don't have any memory here right now. Inside the tools, I've provided it access to a note taker, which is Skoda, which I use. Okay, that is a tool here which I'm using. And how it's working, it is sending me a WhatsApp message using Twilio. So Twilio is a provider which is doing the same thing. How it is working is new email is there, and I just built this small component. Okay, I am getting all the email triggers whenever a new email is there, getting the full text of it. AI agent is working on it and sending me text over WhatsApp. And this is a small workflow which it needs, a very small minimal workflow. And how do I deploy it? I can directly click on the publish button and it will be deployed. So every time there will be a new email, it can work on it, do some calculations which I have logic inside. Like I am basically checking for AI job opportunities. Like, this is a job opportunity. Prepare 10 questions which I need to know before appearing for its interview at the company. And here is a job description which I just got from the email. And then I get uh, the same message on WhatsApp. I think it was Atul who asked the question, or who was it? Oh, no, no, it was someone else. I think he left. So you can build no-code workflows. So we also organize paid sessions where we teach you how to build these entire workflows. To resume the sessions, I think we should wrap it up fast because we are running out of time. This is not a science fiction, it is in the production. So different kind of workflows can be made like this: a customer support bot, email inbox. It can also be utilized into the hiring and HR department, where we see like we can screen resumes against different criterias, get them shortlisted using an agent, and then work on it. We can also make sales and follow-ups things, coding and QA. Like, this particular thing has multiple kind of use cases where it can be deployed, easy to be built, and then this agent can be utilized. What agents still can do, they still make mistakes. Like, LLM can just misinterpret the context, whatever you have provided, or there are still several things which need a human in the loop. You need a human to just decide all of that things. They need good instructions. Like, if the goal is not clearly defined, the LLMs can still provide you vague work, and that work might not be useful to you. So whenever you are providing instruction or prompting an agent, then you have to provide some really good instructions to it. They don't replace judgment. Yes, they can automate all the repetitive tasks that you do in your daily life, but they cannot still replace judgment. Let's say if you're working in an industry where you have to make some decision which is going to affect someone, something like a insurance claim acceptance or a rejection. Things like these still need a human judgment. Yes, the agent can work around the same area, find you reasons of accepting or rejecting a insurance claim, but the agents are still not making and are still not capable enough to decide whether they should accept or reject an insurance claim or anything like that. Let's suppose failing or passing a student, anything which is has having an effect, anything which needs a legal concern. That is where agents cannot still replace judgment. You would still not like to provide access to the agents to do the task for you. But for the repetitive tasks that you do every day, like researching on something, checking on your meta ads, how they're performing, for the salespeople, if the funnel is converting or not, getting a report, creating a dashboard, all of that things, repetitive things, agents can still do. How they're better than LLMs? Because they can do the reasoning and the work using the tools which they have access to. Why it is in demand and not just a hype word I'm saying, because there has been increase of 300% growth in AI agent job postings in India in a year, according to the LinkedIn job postings. Between January 2025 to March 2026, there has been an increase of 300% in the job postings. And the skill is very new. You can build agents using code or without code, and it is quick to learn. You just have to understand the basics of it, and it has a great scope in the industry. So once you know about AI agents, you can like automate your repetitive tasks. You can also crack a job using AI agents automation, and then what you can do is you can also build freelance projects for yourself or your clients. That okay, I can build this automation. Let's say some company wants to build something around Jira, where that when their ticket moves to done, you have to email them or something, or follow-ups or something. Everything, these kind of business automations can be done using agents, and companies are looking for it. You just have to present yourself as that, okay, I can automate this thing. So why is this happening now? Because Models are now more reliable. The model are producing much better text than they were doing before. The no code tools have become more mature. The no code tools that we have previously were not that good. They were all trying to just write code in itself or run for long hours. But the no code tools now have access to almost all the different platforms. Like, integrations are available right now. You name a software, that okay, this company uses this software, and there is an integration available for that particular platform, which you can integrate inside the workflow. So everything, like even Zomato is there. Zomato provides its MCP. Your trading account, your demat account that you have, they also have an MCP. All the services from the company side as well, they are creating MCPs for themselves. And the no code platform are adopting all of these integrations very fast. And I think Zapier itself has, like, I think 10,000 plus integrations available. That likely includes what you want to automate. And it also has around, I think 5,000 plus integrations. Now businesses want ROI. Why are they automating all of these tasks? Because the workforce for which they are paying for, it comes with a cost. And if the workforce is spending time doing repetitive things which can be automated, they are losing out on the revenue. So all the businesses want this, that they basically want to automate all the repetitive things that their workforce is doing. And even for your time as well, that if you are spending time on repetitive things, then that might not be the right choice, because maybe you can automate the same thing using agents and spend your time on something, rather than that where your attention is actually needed. So you can be the orchestrator of the different agents. You can decide, okay, this agent does this for me, research for me, and I can actually see how to implement it inside my business. So you focus where you're actually needed. Who is hiring? Every size of company. The startups are hiring for it, IT services and consulting agencies are hiring for it, and the freelance market. Everybody is looking for automations. They don't want to spend time on repetitive tasks. That was it for this session. In case you guys have any doubts, feel free to ask. The chat is now open for all the doubts discussion. Also, we have launched a course for GenAI for beginners. It is available at genaiwallah.com/lms.html. There you can actually register for this course, and it is free until tomorrow, and then it will be paid. So you can register for it and start learning GenAI for beginner session, which is, I think, a 4 or 5 hour course, which is teaching you the complete basics of generative AI. You can start working on it as well. Do we have any doubts or anything in particular which they want to learn in the future sessions? Any feedbacks or anything? Would love to hear that. Let's wait for 2 more minutes, and if we don't have any doubts, we close this meeting. All right, thank you everyone for attending. I've sent you the link for LMS, where the GenAI for beginners course is live for free. You can try that. We'll be wrapping this meeting now. Okay.
Where do you sending that link?
I sent it over the chat box, so I can also send it over the WhatsApp or the communication channel. Have you all joined the WhatsApp group that I shared?
Hold on, I will check it.
Yeah.
GenAIWallah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what is the next steps to join that particularly session?
For tomorrow, we are doing a hands-on session on this one. So you can join that, and we are having sessions every weekend as well. So courses are available on the LMS. Every weekend the session are there, and we are also accepting admissions into the cohort where we teach you end to end, right?
Okay.
Entire journey where you can learn from basics of AI to how you build it, actual workflows. The entire 3 months cohort is also available.
Okay. And what is the costing and all that things? Where do I get that detail?
It is available on the website. I'll also share that link into the same.
Okay.
I think let me send you a complete email after the session. The same information will be available over the LMS itself. So
Okay.
the cohort itself, you will be able to see on the LMS. You can create an account there and try the GenAI for Beginners course, which is free for now. The cohort details will be available there inside the LMS
Okay.
only.
Mm. And non-coding background also is applicable for this, huh?
Yeah, because majority of the students what we are getting is non-coding background only.
Okay.
Because yeah, so we know exactly what you feel, what are different things you lack. So we teach you just enough tech to get started into AI.
Okay. And could you please guide us on that key means how we can apply the things in our day-to-day life in our organization?
Mm-hmm.
So is it possible?
Yeah, yeah, sure. We are free to talk right now. Tell us about your role, what your company does, and everything, because that would give
Uh,
us more context.
okay. Actually, I'm working in a Access Max Life Insurance, right?
Okay,
And there is an I'm a deputy manager operations.
okay,
So that there is an all the customer management related task is there and some uh, data means what ki, some business growth aspect also there and some claim management things are there.
okay.
Yeah. So
Customer
how we
relations
can,
of
yeah, yeah,
insurance company, right? Health
right,
insurance,
yeah, life insurance.
life insurance. All right. So for this one, I think you're mostly addressing customers' queries, or what are the different kind of queries customers come to you for?
Customer queries also and companies growth aspect means like cross selling and all that thing
Okay.
and claim settlement and pause
Hmm.
related policy owner services like
Yeah, exactly. So for this one, are you using any CRM right now?
actually CRM we are not using CRM. CRM using is salesperson are using CRM.
Okay. All right. So whatever queries you're getting them over email for the claims and everything. Where is that
Yeah, yeah.
medium?
Sometimes it's getting on email, sometimes it's getting walk-in through.
Okay. So for the walk-in as well, you might be entering it somewhere inside the portal, right?
Right.
So there are two mediums we see right now. First one is the emails. So maybe
Okay.
you have to go through the emails every day that okay, these are the different peoples who have applied like a claim for their life insurance, right? So you have to assign it to the designated person who will look after that. One automation, possible automation that I see is that for the portal ones. and the Gmail ones. I think these are two different sources, right? You have to centralize them as well. So are you creating tickets of Gmail ones into the portal wherever you're
No,
creating things?
actually, we are using Outlook.
Outlook. Yeah.
Yeah,
But how do you keep a track? Like suppose 15 entries came to you. How do you
yeah,
keep a track
manually
of
only.
them? Then there is a problem. You in the longer run, you will have to go towards a centralized thing. If you are
Okay,
getting data from multiple sources, one is the walk-ins, another is the Gmails, Outlooks. You see, there are two different sources of data, or maybe you can have different one over a call, or some customer care executive got a call. So you
right.
have to centralize the data towards a same thing. For this task itself, you can use the agents.
Okay,
That suppose a person comes, manual entry can be done. For Gmails, whatever Outlook emails that you are getting, it can be passed into the client details. And first automation which you can work on is a centralized database that can help you. I mean, not lose the query. Suppose you might forgot about a client which came 1 week back, or suppose one customer is complaining about delays regularly. So then comes another automations, follow-ups on the same, if action was taken on it, if any proof was submitted for it, how is the police investigation status on it. There are different things, right? First one
right,
which I
right.
would say is centralizing the data is very important. Gamjeet, what do you say?
Okay,
You're there.
great.
Hmm. So working there as a manager.
Deputy manager.
Okay, okay, okay. I think, bro, centralizing your data is very important.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how it's working without centralizing the data if there are different sources.
Mm.
Anyone else?